Hello everyone, welcome to another chai time video. I'm having my usual. This is mocha frappe no whipped cream from McDonald's. So today I'm going to talk about a few products that I kind of looked at and decided whether to get them or not. And on Instagram, literally all day long, brands keep releasing so many products. It's very hard to catch up. And these days I feel like I'm not much interested in most of the releases. So I just keep rolling up and I picked out a few products that I kind of stopped and glanced and decided whether to get them or not. A lot of the things I skipped, but a few things actually caught my eye, so I'm going to talk about them. I'm going to insert a picture of the product that I'm talking about right here. So the first product I'm going to talk about is by LORAC. They released a Pro palette. So I have LORAC Pro 1, which is a cult favorite. I have it in my collection. I love it even till today. I have all the staple neutral eyeshadows in that. Then I went ahead and got LORAC Pro 2 literally immediately after it got released, and when I got it in my hands, I stared at it and I didn't even touch it. I never even swatched the palette. I mean, it is not my interest at all. There are so many cool tones in the palette that I ended up not liking it at all. And then I'm not even sure if they released any Pro palettes after that. I completely lost track on what they were releasing, and I'm never interested in their Mega Pro palettes, because if you diagonally see their Mega Pro palettes, the top diagonal always has these matte pale shades. They all look very muddy and chalky on my eyelids, so I never ever bother to get any of their Mega Pro palettes. But now they have another Pro palette, and I don't know the number of this one, but it has a lot of, like, you know, burgundies and same old pale matte nudes. So if you see the top row, there are like 6 shades that are almost going to look the same on me. They're going to blend away just like muddy and pale on me. So yeah, when half the palette is not going to work for me, I'm gonna skip this palette. Yeah, very light shades. I mean, there are the last 6 shades, the last 3 from the top row, last 3 from the bottom row are the only ones that are going to work for me. So I'm going to skip this palette. So the next product I'm going to talk about is by BH Cosmetics. So BH Cosmetics came out with a Galaxy palette, which has how many? 18 baked eyeshadows, and a lot of them are colorful baked eyeshadows. Now I do have about 4 or 5 BH Cosmetics palettes, and out of them I really like 2 or 3 of them. The other 2 are kind of duds. Now coming to the baked eyeshadows of BH Cosmetics, I have this Solar Flare palette, which comes under the category of this palette that also has 18 baked eyeshadows. The quality of that palette is phenomenal. It has all tones of golds in it and amazing pigmentation. I love it. Now this Galaxy palette has more colors, so it has pinks, corals, blues, greens, that mermaid colors and everything. But I thought of giving this a try, but then once I saw the swatches, it was very disappointing. It is nowhere comparable to the quality of the Solar Flare palette. So I'm gonna skip this palette. But from BH Cosmetics, I really want to get the Weekend Festival palette. I controlled myself not to get that palette for a very long time. As long as it was available on Ulta, I kind of like wantedly skipped it, even though I really wanted to give it a try. I really like the colors. The quality of the eyeshadows were also good. And also One Beauty Addict Alex here on YouTube. If you're not familiar with her channel, please go check her out. I'll leave the link to her channel in the description box below. She has amazing ideas for makeup videos, so she actually plays around with that palette a lot, and I really want to get that. So now the Weekend Festival palette is only available on BH Cosmetics. I don't want to pay the shipping by just getting the Weekend Festival palette, so I'm just waiting on it, but that's there on my list. Okay, moving on to Too Faced. They released their 20th anniversary palette, which is the 1998 palette, and I honestly am not interested in Too Faced at all. I mean, especially their palettes. No. I mean, everything looks the same. I have a Too Faced holiday collection palette, which I like, but then that's the only palette I think I will ever need from Too Faced. The rest all are pretty much the same. I really like the chocolate bar palette, but after the chocolate bar original palette, I'm not interested in any of the chocolate themed palettes that they released. Maybe I looked into the chocolate gold, but then I skipped on it because they were very regular gold themed eyeshadows. I'm not even into their peach palette or anything. So, you know, I'm not really much interested in Too Faced products, and I don't even want to try their melted liquid lipsticks. I heard very mixed reviews about the formula of their liquid lipsticks, so I ended up not trying them at all. Even though they were on sale for like 8 to 10 bucks at Ulta, I never gave them a shot. So coming back to this 1998 palette, again the same old neutrals, little bit of pinks and purples, and then at the bottom they have like 2 or 3 colors. Now they have a blue color in that palette, which is very beautiful, but I don't want to get this palette just for the sake of that blue. And also any palette which has a icy silver shade, I'm gonna blindly skip, because silvers don't look good on me at all. They look too chalky on my skin tone, so I never ever wear silvers. I mean, I try to skip. Even if I do, I only just wear it for spotlight makeup, just to add silver at the middle of my eyelid, but that's pretty much it. And they also have like a black and white or something, so that's again a skip. On the same note of Too Faced actually came out with their Born This Way is their line, Born This Way concealers. I didn't try their foundation, so I'm not sure what my shade is. So I'm actually interested to now try the foundation and concealer as well. I've been hearing good things about both the foundation and also concealer. So I'm gonna get into a store and try out the Born This Way concealer and also the foundation, and maybe get a sample and try out. If I like, I'm gonna get the full size. I have a lot of foundations in my collection that I want to just, you know, clear out at this point, but I still am interested in the Born This Way. I heard mixed reviews about the foundation though. Some people really like it, some people are not a big fan of it. I want to figure out whether it is for oily skin or not, so I'm definitely going to try that out. You guys, it looks like I'm just mentioning the ones that I'm gonna skip, but no, I'm gonna mention some more products. Okay, moving on to the palette that have been getting a lot of attention. So this is the Too Faced Born to Run palette. So they released like a collection. They have 3 lipsticks, a setting spray, all-nighter setting spray, and also 3 eyeliners. Now I'm not interested in the lipsticks, all-nighter setting spray. I usually use a Scandinavia, and not even in the eyeliners. So coming to the palette, again something that is not interesting me at all. So it has good colors. I'm not saying that the palette is bad, it's just that for my collection this is very basic. I have so many eyeshadows of these colors. I mean, a lot of mattes I already have. A lot of these shimmers are very basic. Like the shimmers they have are basic purple, a bronzy shimmer, green, a mermaid-ish bluish green shimmer. I mean, I already have all these shades. It's very basic color. It's a very basic palette for my collection. So I'm gonna skip on this one as well. Now moving on to JUVIA'S place. So from JUVIA'S place I only have one palette, which is the Masquerade Mini palette. JUVIA'S place eyeshadows are massive. They're very big, so to go through the entire palette it's almost impossible, especially with me having so many eyeshadows. I will never ever hit pan on a palette, so I prefer their small pan eyeshadows. I was actually eyeing on the Magic palette from them, so actually just waiting for a nice sale to come so I can get that. But now I'm very happy that they released a mini of their Magic palette, which I'm very excited. There's only $2 or $3 difference between the mini size one and the big size one, but I will still go for the small size just because I don't want to waste the product. Yeah, I feel comfortable having smaller pan eyeshadows. I mean, even the smaller pan eyeshadows are not small. They are about the size of a MAC eyeshadow, so it's not even like you get little sizes. So I really like the color pattern in the Magic palette. Different colors, the mattes are beautiful, the shimmers are beautiful, so this is definitely on my list. L'Oreal is coming up with their ultra matte liquid lipstick line, and the line is called Les Chocolats. They're all like chocolate themed colors of liquid lipsticks, and I'm actually lusting over a few shades. I think I'm gonna get at least 4 to 6 shades from the collection. I see about 12 shades here, so I'm at least going to get half of the collection. So I'm actually waiting for that collection to come out, and I have some good coupons from CVS. I really want to use them for these, so I'm just hoping these would come as soon as possible so I can use the coupons and get them for a good deal. I think they already have not these colors but different colors, but in a chocolate themed liquid lipsticks on shelf right now, and I heard very good things about it. But those colors, they're all shades of browns and they didn't interest me. I mean, none of the nudes they have are going to look flattering on me, so I'm skipping on that. But I heard very good things about the formula, so I'm actually waiting for this collection. Now moving on to a brand that is constantly in your face on Instagram. Literally, when you open your Instagram, something or the other from this brand pops up. If it's not from this brand, some other pages would post pictures about this brand, so which is none other than the very inexpensive ColourPop. So the recent buzz is that they released their foundations, pressed powder, and also loose powders. They do have a very good shade selection. I think they came out with 40 or 42 shades in their foundation line. I'm 99% sure that they have my foundation shade, but then I'm not able to just guess what shade I am. And I have watched a lot of people who got the PR, and I was trying to figure out my shade looking at the people who are around my skin color. I am stuck between 115, 120 and 135. When I compare my shades against the concealer, the no filter concealer I have, again the shade is something else. Now when I look at the shades that they mention from other like the shade comparisons from other brands, that comes out to be a very different shade. So I'm just stuck between 3 or 4 shades. Now the drawback is that I cannot return. I cannot buy 3 or 4 shades and figure out what shade I am and return the others. I cannot just take a chance getting that foundation and end up with a wrong shade. So For that reason, I'm actually completely skipping on getting ColourPop foundation. And also the standard foundation size for a lot of foundations is 1 fluid ounce, while ColourPop foundation is only 0.8 fluid ounce and price is $12. When you compare with a lot of drugstore foundations, I got my CoverGirl foundation for $9 for 1 fluid ounce. The formula, the formula, the shade range, the shade match, everything was perfect, on point. And why would I want to spend like $3 more and get less product? So I'm skipping on the foundation completely for now until I figure out like this is my foundation match. I don't think I'm going to give it a try. And same goes with powder. I kind of know what shade I want to get in the powder, but again, when I don't have the foundation, I don't want to bother getting the powders either. And the same ColourPop line, of course, they release a new product every single week so that people place orders every single week, and to make that $30 free shipping, they buy more. And that's what happens. A lot of people do that, and I'm actually somebody who falls for that as well, but I go in phases. Sometimes I really place orders every single month. Sometimes I just don't even care for ColourPop for half of the year. So that's how I roll. I try to control myself to not place an order on ColourPop because I feel like it's very overwhelming. Every single week they come out with new products. I mean, it's very hard to catch up. So right now I put a filter that, you know, I don't want to try like each and every product they release. So that is there, but they released 2 new palettes which are extremely boring, you guys. So they are called one is called Mar and the other one is called Sol. Sol is more like orangey, peachy, neutral. Again, I'll have so many of these colors. And Mar is more like that summer palette. It has blues and greens with a little bit of mix of neutrals, and you have 9 eyeshadows, and they're releasing on Friday, that is June 29th. I'm gonna skip on both these palettes. Yeah, there's so many. Like Mar is a different palette from what they have, but Sol, I feel like they have these shades are there in so many of their palettes. So I'm skipping on that completely. Now moving on, you guys, Jaclyn Hill, she released some beautiful palettes with Morphe. She released 4 new palettes with Morphe. So the idea was like when she created that white palette, her very famous palette in white packaging, she initially created 100 eyeshadows, but then she was only able to select like, I don't know, 35 eyeshadows in them. So she really wanted to release the other shades as well. So what they did was they curated 4 palettes, and each palette has 10 eyeshadows. Now all the 4 palettes are beautiful. I saw the swatches, they're beautiful, and I'm actually trusting in the quality as well. But I recently came to know that they have actually postponed the launch because some people got PR and they actually gave the feedback that the consistency, the quality of the product is not consistent. Some are good, some are not so good. So what Morphe did was they backed out on the launch, and they're trying to make the formula much more perfect before releasing the palettes to the public, which is very nice. I really appreciate Morphe and Jaclyn Hill for doing that, actually listening to influencers and taking their valuable advice and, you know, just backing out from releasing crap products. So I'm actually interested in getting 2. One palette I want to get is it has like yellows and oranges and one olive green eyeshadow. That is a beautiful palette, especially for that olive green. It's gonna look beautiful in the fall. And also another palette is a very interesting mix of eyeshadows. I'm not really sure what the names of the palettes are, but yeah, it has like green, blue, a taupe shade, and there's a very interesting mix of eyeshadows in that palette. So these are the two palettes that I'm gonna get if they release. Now I assume the palette would be around like under 15 for sure, but it would be around like $12, $10 or $12, but they ended up being $15. I mean, the big eyeshadow palette itself is like $30 or $35, and you can get, you know, for cheaper at Ulta if you use coupon. So this one seems like getting the 10 eyeshadows seems to be much more expensive than getting the whole big palette. Tarte came out with this concealer which is called the Tarte Creaseless Concealer. I'm actually interested to try because the shade range is actually very good, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna find a nice shade for myself, but I'm just giving it a thought. Let me know if you want me to try or not, or if you guys are interested to try or not, because I already love their Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I don't know why they came out with this Creaseless Concealer. I'm just, you know, trying to figure out the difference between these two. But I heard very good reviews on that concealer, so I want to give it a try. So those are my thoughts on the new makeup releases. Let me know if you like this kind of video. This is such an impromptu video. My husband just got my coffee and I wanted to do a chai time video, so I just quickly curated this video. This is totally impromptu, so let me know if you like these kinds of videos, and also do let me know in the comments below what you think about the products I mentioned today. Let me know if you are thinking about getting anything, and let me know if you are skipping any of the products. Do let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and found this video helpful, please hit on the thumbs up button, and also do subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on my social media. I'm Deepika Makeup everywhere. Stay tuned for more videos, and I will see you all very soon in my next video. Bye.